up. Something like my pockets in the saddest way. Reality TV just laughs at me. Kinda like those bullies in high school. Behind the scenes was catastrophe. So could everyone quit telling me what I had to be? Just to be simple with you, brother, I'm truly glad to be a fuck up. Cause right now I'm down, so homie, what's up? I know I didn't grow to get here by being stuck up. Some people out seeing how much energy they can suck up, but I'm filling the cup up, passing it to my brothers. Maybe one day I'll buy a house for my mother. Up on the mountain, awesome helipad, so I can visit often. Send my dad golfing off with Steve Austin, stone cold focused. Cause I'm looking for my way to the top. I've been working all day, working all night. Some people telling me to just stop, but I can't leave my family hungry, sleeping at night. There's no way, no. There's no way. There's no way, no. There's no way for me to come home. It's been a minute now, milking every opportunity. I should get a cow, never seen an obstacle that I couldn't get around. But I'm not from royalty, so I didn't get a crown. These thoughts were written down for those who sit and frown. Complain every day about the blessings they were given. How do you suppose those bros in Africa are living now? Maybe you could see the light if I could shift the clouds. So I'll try, but man, look how time flies. This year came and went like drive-bys. Mama still says she's surprised by my size, but this cat survives, still got my 9 lives. So what you wanna do? Go home, relax for 5 days cause you wanted to? I'd rather be out in Bombay, but I ain't mad at you. I'm not home to stay, I'm just passing through. There's things I have to do. Cause I'm looking for my way to the top. I've been working all day, working all night. Some people telling me to just stop, but I can't leave my family hungry, sleeping at night. There's no way, no. There's no way. There's no way, no. There's no way for me to come home. I've been in the office, they asking me where I'm off. I'm thinking that I fell off, it's a bad decision to start off with. If I don't call back, don't be mad at me. Home or family is surely somewhere that I'd rather be. I've been on the road for just too long, hoping that I'll come soon, no. When that'll be, man, who knows? Guarantee y'all have something to show. Most of y'all complacent, none of y'all got patience. I know that for a fact, cause I'm part of that equation. Learned from the school of life, and this is orientation. Nothing could prepare me for what I recently been facing. Some say that gravity is too strong, but when you love, you really can't do wrong. So I'm sorry I can't move on, but I couldn't leave without this new song. Hey, cause I'm looking for my way to the top. I've been working all day, working all night. Some people telling me to just stop, but I can't leave my family hungry, sleeping at night. There's no way, no. There's no way. There's no way, no. There's no way for me to come home. Cause I'm looking for my way to the top. I've been working all day, working all night. Some people telling me to just stop, but I can't leave my family hungry, sleeping at night. There's no way, no. There's no way. There's no way, no. There's no way for me to come home. When you see you get fantasies you keep became real when you met me. What I see I get. No matter where I am, next to you is where I want to be. When you see you get fantasies you keep became real when you met me. What I see I get. No matter where I am, next to you is where I want to be. Toughening up, we messed up in the middle. Arguing lately, and baby is giving me pain. Like Benjamin Buttons are in a sorry if you can't keep up with me now. How many times I keep bumping around? Too many times I trip on the line and you huffing and puffing, I'm sitting and crying. But something is changing, truth that I'm finding. We always find out that we both got the right to go. Some fast and others slow. Further along it shows we still got the plans to go, but we all got a purpose. We both got the right to go. We all got a purpose. When you see me get it, fantasies you keep became real when you met me. What I see I get it. No matter where I am, next to you is where I want to be. When you see you get it, fantasies you keep became real when you met me. What I see I get it. No matter where I am, next to you is where I want to be. You always find out that we both got the right to go. We all got a purpose. Up late nights on a Saturday, not at the club, wish I had a day just to turn up. Have to say my time's burnt up. Something like my pockets in the saddest way. Reality TV just laughs at me. Kinda like those bullies in high school. Behind scenes was catastrophe. So could everyone quit telling me what I had to be? Just to be simple with you, brother, I'm truly glad to be a fuck up. Cause right now I'm down, so homie, what's up? I know I didn't grow to get here by being stuck up. Some people out seeing how much energy they can suck up. But I'm filling the cup up, passing it to my brothers. Maybe one day I'll buy a house for my mother. Up on the mountain, awesome. Helipad so I can visit often. Send my dad golfing off with Steve Austin. Stone cold focused. Cause I'm looking for my way to the top. I've been working all day, working all night. Some people telling me to just stop, but I can't leave my family hungry, sleeping at night. There's no way, no. There's no way. There's no way, no. There's no way for me to come home. It's been a minute now, milking every opportunity. I should get a cow, never seen an obstacle that I couldn't get around. But I'm not from royalty, so I didn't get a crown. These thoughts were written down for those who sit and frown. Complain every day about the blessings they were given. How do you suppose those bros in Africa are living now? Maybe you could see the light if I could shift the clouds. So I'll try, but man, look how time flies. This year came and went like drive-bys. Mama still says she's surprised by my size, but this cat survives, still got my 9 lives. So what you wanna do? Go home, relax for 5 days cause you wanted to. I'd rather be out in Bombay, but I ain't mad at you. I'm not at home to stay, I'm just passing through. There's things I have to do. Cause I'm looking for my way to the top. I've been working all day, working all night. Some people telling me to just stop, but I can't leave my family hungry, sleeping at night. There's no way, no. There's no way. There's no way, no. There's no way for me to come home. I've been in the office, they asking me where I'm off. I'm thinking that I fell off, it's a bad decision to start off with. If I don't call back, don't be mad at me. Home with family is surely somewhere that I'd rather be. I've been on the road for just too long, hoping that I'll come soon. No, when that'll be, man, who knows? guarantee y'all have something to show. Most of y'all complacent, none of y'all got patience. I know that for a fact, cause I'm part of that equation. Learn from the school of life, and this is orientation. Nothing could prepare me for what I recently been facing. Some say that gravity is too strong, but when you love, you really can't do wrong. So I'm sorry I can't move on, but I couldn't leave without this new song. Hey, cause I'm looking for my way to the top. I've been working all day, working all night. Some people telling me to just stop, but I can't leave my family hungry, sleeping at night. There's no way, no. There's no way. There's no way, no. There's no way for me to come home. Cause I'm looking for my way to the top. I've been working all day, working all night. Some people telling me to just stop, but I can't leave my family hungry, sleeping at night. There's no way, no. There's no way. There's no way, no. There's no way for me to come home.
Starting right meow. Sorry about that.
All right, meow. Hand over your registration. Straight. Hurry up, meow. There's something funny. Well, then why you laughing, Mr.
Kevin. On Earth.
What is going on, everybody? How's everybody doing there? Let's turn down that music a little bit. Gonna fade it nice and smoothly. If you're here at the Decentraland Report HQ, feel free to tune in live. We are broadcasting here on the big screen. What's up, Succeed? We got Succeed up in the house, looking quite spectacular. Is that a spaceship above you, sir? Remind me to hit you up anytime I need to pick up some groceries or anything. We'll take your drone for a ride. What's up, Denny? Nice sword, nice sword. I see you got the spirit of the dragon there with you. Well done. I'm digging the vibes. Serious anime vibes here. Is that a cigarette? Cigarettes are bad for you, but you know what? Take that edge off. Kick back, relax. I won't tell your grandma. You're good to hang out here, smoke your cigs. Quite nice, nice kicks there. I'm digging it. Oh my gosh, this is the Sailor Moon vibe here going on. What's up, Nayan Adaxion? Nayan Adaxion. Okay, what's up, good citizen of the metaverse? Cut the music. We got a very important show ahead of us. My name is Kevin on Earth, your Decentraland reporter here. On the scene, as always. Were you here for NF Tuesday? Did you join us for our scavenger hunt? We had quite the adventure. We got some people here in chat here hanging out with us. What's up, Tobik? Connect Eddie, Succeed, DY2K, what's good? Titan. I see y'all trying to join a raffle. Who wants to do a raffle? If you're in Twitch chat right now, drop a 9 in chat if you want us to. We can raffle something off today. I don't know. We won't jump right to that, but if you want to win something today, we can raffle something off. What's up, Straka? It's good to see you all. Haratoga. Okay, Haratoga approves. Well, we have a lot to discuss. There's been a lot happening inside of Decentraland. I think it's always good to touch base. Who here feels like, do we have anybody new to Decentraland here in chat? Any newcomers, people just getting started maybe this month? I always like, before jumping into all the latest, I always like to welcome any new visitors here to Decentraland who might be tuning in on chat, looking to learn a little bit more. Maybe they're curious about something. We can always talk about it right here on stream. Oh my gosh. Let's go. Succeed says Succeed is going to contribute some raffles for the giveaway. So I think just on that, everybody throw a 9 in chat for Succeed. Certainly succeeding. We're going to reset this raffle right here. Just type exclamation point raffle there. So yeah, just exclamation point raffle to join. Appreciate that, Succeed. While you have your 15 minutes on the clock to get your raffle tickets in, let's talk about some of the important things. So I didn't see anybody stand out. If you're a newcomer, maybe you don't want to say anything. Okay, Tobik says he will contribute 5 wearables if I react to this. I don't know if I should trust Tobik, but I'm going to go for it. He is quite unpredictable. Giving away 15 of my new wearables to different people. Here we go. Okay, so number 1, you can get into this raffle. So here we go. Another raffle opportunity for y'all from Tobik. Shout out to Tobik. Let's see. Oh my god, I gotta get the sound on this. There's sound here. Oh my gosh, it's a polar bear. Oh, so much love.
Where is the manager? Here. I'm the pit boss. Hello. Shh.
Shut up, man.
Yes. Let's go. Let's go. My goodness, I freaking love this. This is an amazing video. Bravo. People, throw some 9s in chat for our good friend Tobik. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to move some mana to Polygon just to get one of these. Oh my gosh, I don't have any Polygon mana right now. But Tobik says he's going to put 5 on the line right now. Ooh, look at the marketplace. Serious drip, people. Get your... I'm slacking. Get your Polygon mana because... Wow, look at this. Ooh. Sphinx cat head. Okay, focus. I could keep going through this. So much good gear coming out. Any new uniques? Ooh! Some new uniques right here. Great white shark skin. Wow. Wow, people. Look at this. Look at that hiney. Royal Golden King suit. This is serious. Wow. Pretty sweet. Testing. New to this, LFG. What are the coordinates for this? Okay, here you go. New to this, welcome to this. If you want to join the raffle, all you got to do is type !raffle, just like Boudin Ibar. Appreciate the follow. Pizza Villager. New to this, appreciate y'all hitting the follow button. We're officially past 1900. Almost at 2,000. Kevin, you should be the first to get. You should get the first skin of Decentraland. Well, what is the first skin of Decentraland? You know what? I would say one of the first would be great. I don't know what the first skin. Okay, here's the first one. He says. Here it is. Meta Centaur Guardian. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Wow. It's sold out. It's beautiful. Nice. So there you have it. The Meta Centaur Guardian is the first skin of Decentraland. Important to the history. Whether or not I own it or not is neither here nor there. Hopefully whoever has one will come stop by the stream so we can get a good look at it. Oh, okay, I gotta drop my ETH address. Appreciate the tag, Succeed. Alright, y'all. We have 13 minutes left before we run this raffle. Do us a favor here. There you go. Just everybody hit a retweet there on that post. Let everybody know so people can get in on this raffle. A lot of stuff's happening. This is an important note right here. I wanted to take a second. I don't know if everybody has seen this before. We have a lot of newcomers. People wondering what is the plans for Decentraland. The easiest way to kind of keep track of what's on the docket is on this Trello page where they Decentraland has publicly put up their own roadmap as they'll move ahead. So here you can see the skin category for wearables. Now, this is what's coming soon, the desktop client. So the desktop client is going to be for Windows, Linux, Mac, and has been in development. Basically, it's going to enhance performance. We're going to see that. Better debug tools on SDK preview. Important thing for developers. And thirdly, and most importantly soon, NFT emotes. Listed soon. February 11th. So this was added here. This was added to soon actually 6 days ago. So not even a week ago. So between my last report and this report, I'm always making sure to get these juicy little facts right here. So recently, not even a week ago, this NFT emotes was added to the Decentraland roadmap. Right here under their soon category. About a week ago. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Tobik. We're going to do a bunch of raffles here. Thank you to the community of amazing people here. Everyone's sharing the wealth. Confirmed. It is confirmed. Let me see if I have to refresh because I kind of want to try this thing out real quick. Here we go. I don't have to refresh. Oh, wow. Got to get rid of my head, though. Interesting. Do. I wonder if I can, like, wear this. Oh, I can? Wow. Wear this. Okay, this is kind of cool. Oh, man. Oh, I can put the on-air sign, though. That's freaking awesome. Alright, this is no... Can I do this? I can do the... Let me see. I wonder... I doubt it, but let me just try. Oh, wow, it does work. But it doesn't fit quite right. Sometimes I like just checking out what kind of things you can mix and match on these. Looking for that. Okay. Oh yeah, broken C can be annoying. If you're having trouble sending Decentraland wearables, it's try doing it on the Decentraland page. So if you go to your marketplace, right? And then you go to your My Store and you go to wearables, it's easier to send it from there. Or else, like, that's what I'm going to have to do now. You're going to see. So these NFT emotes are on the way, folks. And I think it's important now to always remember, this is always, I'm going to tie this back to our power to decide how things move forward in this community. This isn't the standard sit back and watch. This is a take part, take action to make sure our interests as creators in the community are seen for. And I can see an issue happening where I hope that the NFT emotes don't start the same way the wearables started, where it was only Decentraland who could mint, and then it opened up to the community. I think they need to really make it where anybody in the community, when these NFT emotes open up, for it to be fair, it should be something where, just like the wearable market, anybody can mint one of these NFT emotes. And actually, I say this is important because Portion, as you remember, released by artists this MetaMoves project, right? So for those of you who aren't familiar, MetaMoves is a project which was released here on Portion. I'm gonna find it real quick. And they consist of these NFTs that house motion capture data. So the same way you can own the rights to a Bored Ape or an avatar, here you can own the rights to a specific movement. And these movements, these actually come with .fbx files, all the avatar files that you need. Oh, look at this, is naughty. Wigglebot, no, behave. You know, imagine being this is a one of one. So if you were able to take this movement data and mint it into, shouldn't you be able to mint it into a Decentraland wearable the same way? And these operate on, the way they built this, this was created by artists who worked with everybody from Bad Bunny to Lord of the Rings. This project is not to be toyed with. They, so I really think that if you look into the files and everything, actually, I have to say I've prepared for this, and prepared for it with just such an understanding that this moment was going to come. Not only have I secured my own MetaMoves NFT, so I'm going to show you the MetaMove that I have. And when these NFT emotes come out, I don't want Decentraland feeding me things to buy. I want to be able to mint my own. And that might already be the case, but that has not been made apparent to me. Let's see. Here we go. So check this out. I need my avatar to do this. Look at that. The first thumbs up in the metaverse. And then a backflip? Come on. And then a finger point? Come on. So this is a one-of-one movement right here. The same way you have a one-of-one wearable, a one-of-one NFT image, avatar. This is a one-of-one movement. Very unique, very awesome. The first, I want to be... There is no thumbs up in Decentraland right now. At this point, I want to make sure that I am the first thumbs up in Decentraland. This is one of my dreams. Help me make it a reality, folks. Will you help me make it a reality? Chat, tell me, will you help me make it a reality? Drop a 9 if you're willing to help me right now. What? Oh my god. I absolutely will ban that. I'm sorry, y'all. That's just... Let me just do that real quick. See, this is why it's important to participate in the DAO. Have you seen that you can now, you can use emojis at Decentraland? Getmoji.com. Tobik, you might be dropping. Oh my god, look at that. Oh my gosh, Tobik coming with the fire alpha right here. Y'all can see there in chat. Look at that. Wow. I wonder. Oh man. I tried to copy the one from Twitch. It didn't work. Looks like chat is willing to help people. This is in everyone's interest. We're about to submit a proposal live on the air. You know I'm very active here. This is going to be a... We're going to do a poll. Pre-proposal poll. All right, y'all. I have actually already drafted a proposal here. We're going to call it accessibility to NFT emote user open NFT emote integration. I'm trying to think what I can call this to kind of explain, because what we want it to do is that everyone can mint we kind of want to open NFT emote loading / minting, let's call it, in Decentraland to the public. Similar to wearable minting. Oh my gosh, Daybet NFT also sent some stuff for giveaways. When are we going to start these giveaways? Shortly. How much more time do we have? All right, we're actually ready. After I load this, we're gonna start this right here. All right. All right. And this might even be... So, I'm going to explain this really quick. Decentraland, I'm going to read through this really quick for y'all. All right. So, Decentraland has allowed us all to connect in a new way. And although the ability to talk, type, and discover in Decentraland has evolved substantially, we are still very limited in movements for Decentraland. Currently, we only have the options that have been provided to us by the original development team. So currently all the movements avatars can do depend on the movements like slash emote, tick, tectonic, etc. that have been added by Decentraland's development team. This prevents the expressiveness of the community through leading the charge and bringing amazing things into the ecosystem. Just as the wearable market flourished once open to the community by removing the centrality of wearable creation and publishing. So the solution, just as we done with wearables, we should open emotes, NFT emotes for creators to load their .fbx and other standardized movement files to be used by their avatars. This in turn would not only add a whole other dimension for creators to utilize, but it would also allow for additional revenues to return to the DAO from submission fees and royalties. This could add a new class of asset for Decentraland's current and future users. Importance of movement. Since science shows that a majority of how we communicate is through body language, and without allowing the community of creators to inject their creativity through that medium, we are holding our own users back in the very area where we're trying to open them. Deep and meaningful ways to connect and communicate with others online. Some barriers which have limited this from being a possibility is the access of movement data, which often is not very simple to access, whether due to the cost or proprietary reasons. For this reason, it has been easier to have movements hard-coded as a special surprise throughout the year by the Decentraland team. However, with the expansion of uses within the Web3 space, a new community, actually, such as MetaMoves, has published NFTs which give the holder owner of the actual movement data, let's say, along with the standard files such as .fbx. They are already utilizing this to animate other avatars such as Meebits, and the same could be realized for Decentraland users. It would allow us to carry into Decentraland an important part of our identity. That goofy wave or dance move, the thumbs up. If you don't speak, I may think you're shy, but if you stop moving, I might call an ambulance. Movement has a deep connection to being alive. Let's liberate movement and help Decentraland accomplish something no other metaverse has before. Submitting proposal. All right, y'all. Boom. I already put the first. We're already almost there. 20%. All right, I'm dropping y'all the link. Feel free to check it out. And please support. Or, put in your opinion. It's a poll. There is indeed, Ismail, we're about to jump into that discussion very shortly. So this is meant to be as a poll, really just to guide the foundation and put like clear in the community that what we want is that we would like the UI UX so that us as creators can also load and mint our own movements, just like wearables. That hasn't been clear. That's why this is a poll just in advance of this roadmap item that we see that's come up a week ago. NFT emotes, they've been talking about this. I think it's important to get ahead of it. So shout out Portion, shout out Decentraland. A lot of exciting stuff going on. And more importantly, introducing the Transparency OS. So transparency is not a protocol by product. So basically, there was a team called the Governance Squad team that the Decentraland DAO funded and approved to make the DAO function more clearly, more easily, to make it so everyone understood and could monitor, grant progress, everything that you see inside Decentraland. The DAO, people want to be able to understand and see, so that Decentraland governance squad team, was tasked to make it easier. So this blog, we're not going to read through the whole thing here, but I suggest if you want to find out more about the updates to what's happening on the underlying architecture and what they're doing to make community decision making clearer, easier, so making information easy to consume, data and reports easy to audit, and reports should be easy to modify, all these sort of building blocks and really interesting stuff. So they're doing a lot on the underside to really make every aspect, not just the technical, but also the governance of Decentraland really, really functional. A lot of good events going on right now. Before I jump into that, let's raffle some stuff. All right, y'all. What do we have to give away? Let me check this out. All right, at this point, I've got some of these polar bear outfits, well, skins. Snowy by Tobik. I love Snowy. He's a real character. Look at him. Let's see. Who's going to walk around as Snowy with us? Pattis Rex. Congratulations. Who else? We're going to go 3. Haratoga. And Tobik. Oh my gosh. Tobik, drop your ETH address. I think we're going to do one more. 047T. Congrats. Tobik, I'm going to give you something else. Tobik, drop your ETH address as well. I'll give you something other than that because I believe in karma. You're meant to get something in return right now, buddy. I got you with the Bit Bears DCL Bearhead, homie. Here we go. Bye, Snowy. There you go, Tobik. Pattis Rex. Take good care of Snowy for me, will you? Who was the last? It said Pattis Rex, Haratoga, and then there was one other person. (047T). 047T. Shall I do one more? I think I should. New to this, welcome. He's new to this, but he is going to take home. It's beginner's luck. It is a real thing. New to this, are you still around? We'll give him a second. Oh my gosh, these wearables. Look at the pirate eye patch. Oh my gosh. Oh. Listen. If somebody... Oh my gosh, stunk, man. Here we go. Wow. Let's see just what skins have come out so far. Wow. Look at that. Would you look at that? Shadow person. Ooh. Wow. Scary. Black Ninja. Here we go. Oh my gosh, this one looks freaking awesome. That is awesome, and it's only 25 mana. That's insane. This is cool. Wow. Tiny fly? What? It looks pretty big, but I wonder how big it would be in the game. Oh my god, I love the fly though. What's up, Naturel? It's tiny? Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Do you think the DAO should be able to demand people who steal from grants? Demand? What do you think? What do you think about demand? Like demand refunds? I think that any grant that you get, what do you mean by demand? Demean? Like going with a lure. Okay. I would say that before they could really feasibly do that and have it be effective, they would need to like set up a contract like of agreement within the DAO system. So the DAO would have some sort of like contract where, you know, you have to I think rather than go after people who steal from grants, it's better to set it up where you have a contract and a system where people are reporting and a moderator who's watching. If you don't, you know, if you don't meet your goal or your target or do what you're going to say, then they can cut off and stop the funding. I think that would be setting, you know, rather than paying a lawyer, I would honestly suggest using that money because lawyers cost a lot, trust me. Like, you could use that same money to just build the system to prevent that from happening. So I think that there's going to have to be a month, like these grants that they're doing monthly check-ins and it's vested over time. They don't give all the money at once. So rather than like spending 100K to like to pay for lawyers to go after somebody to get, you know, like this is, I'm giving you the reality. Like if imagine somebody gets approved for a grant, right? They have to report month after month, right? They're not going to get given all the money at once. So somebody's going to be, I'd rather have somebody like, there's people who are going to be reviewing this, you know, build the process that prevents people from getting away with that. Because if one person did it, then you're going to go after them. Then what? Then you're going to have to spend money and go after. Then it's going to just be a bunch of times going around spending your money chasing people instead of solving the problem of why were people able to get away with doing that in the first place. That's just my opinion. The way the grant's set up, like that's what I'm saying. Like they need that would be ridiculous. But I mean, having run a business myself, you can't just chase around the people who do the wrong things, you have to set up the system to prevent those wrong things from happening. You know? So you're asking the right questions. And I think that's why this governance squad team was built. So seriously, go into that blog post. Where is it? Go into the blog post right here. Right here, transparency, Operation Transparency, Tobik. This is what I'm talking about. This is, and apparently Decentraland, this is what's happening. How I buy mana or Polygon if I'm living in New York City, or Polygon, or on Polygon. Jedi, Metatron. There you go. DY2K helping you out. Shazam! Appreciate you, DY2K. Community leader, love that. I appreciate that. So let's see, lots of stuff happening here. A lot of events coming up. In about 20 minutes, we're going to have the MetaKey HQ launch party, y'all. -33, -66. Y'all can hang out, watch on TV. Let's roving reporter our way over there. So yeah, in 20 minutes, it's about to go down. We can even get there early and just load up. So when the beat drops, we'll be there. Here we are. Gotta get my MetaKey gear going on. Let's see. Snowy will come back. Oh, my hair! Let's see. There it is. Let's see. I think we're good to go. What to buy in Decentraland Market, but don't know to buy it. Traffer. Okay. So if you want to get what you need to buy in the Decentraland Market, there's a couple ways that you can do it. As DY2K was mentioning, you can go on Coinbase, buy some mana, send it to your wallet. Then you're going to need to get that over to... You're going to have to get that mana over to the Polygon network, so it's Polygon-matic, right? So if you want to do that, one way that you can do that, and the way that I do it is... There's two ways. Number one, I'm pretty sure you can do it here. Let me just double check. You know what? The easiest way and the most secure way, if you go to decentraland.org/account. Wait, what? Oh no, it's account.decentraland, I think, .org. Yeah. So if you go to account.decentraland.org, right here, Jedi Metatron. If you go to account.decentraland.org, just have some mana in your wallet, and then you can press swap. So you can see it'll cost mana. It'll cost Ethereum. So you need Ethereum in your wallet. There's going to be an Ethereum gas fee to do it. There's two steps. The first won't have any cost, and the second is going to cost approximately 65. So you can see right here, this is one way to do it. DY2K, exactly. This is the simple beginner version. You're going to pay more to do it. But if you use exchanges, as DY2K was mentioning, via Binance or KuCoin, there you go. DY2K. makes an excellent point. That's like the next level. Kevin, when South America prices. Oh. You know what? I think we're all operating on the Satoshi, to be honest. It's not America prices. So it's Satoshi prices. Let's see. We're here in the house. House della Medici. Here we are. People are locked and loaded. Oh, check it out. Our meta crew members. Got some. This has been updated with some stuff since last week. Oh, our little robot friend. Let's see. Here we go. Giving me a little tour of the spot. Appreciate that. Why, thank you. This is to get upstairs. I want to check out more of this. Medikey HQ, digging it. Let's go upstairs. Oh, that's the one of those skins. It can fly. Okay, different weapons here. Beautiful. Interact. Evaverse. Competitive Web3 social game. All players on PC. On the Steam store, players can create servers, meet other collectors, show off their OpenSea NFTs while playing minigames and hang out. Oh, cool. That's cool. This is pretty sweet, actually. Oh, shiznit. What? Buy a hover. Oh, shiznit. Let me see about this hoverboard. Oh my gosh, it's only 0.1. Damn. This is dope though. Yo, I dig this. Fucking cool. I love it. I love it. Reminds me of like Mario Kart, honestly. And like definitely Ready Player One vibes. Kevin, what do you think about the theories of surplus value and what applications do you see on Decentraland? My goodness. I don't know if I'm ready to answer that question. Since you are Kevin on Earth, you should buy my Earth Wizard collection. Search Wiz in Market. Oh, I like it. Where is that? Oh, this is dope. Earth Wizard. Whoa, this is really cool. Oh my gosh. I actually do need this. Mr. W, well done. Well done. Ah, I love it. If I can get some mana in time before this thing, I'm gonna see what I can do. I just have to bridge some. I haven't been like so busy to like go through the wearable marketplace, but this is one I would actually really enjoy. Ooh, that's really dope. Well done. Mr. W, I can also trade you. Mr. W, would you be willing to trade? I can give you an on-earth band hat. My own epic wearable right here. There's only 105 left. It's for 15 mana. What do you think, Mr. W? Are you willing to make an exchange with me? I'll give you 2. Or I'll give you that and something else if you're willing to trade. You let me know. Drop your ETH address if you're down, and I will drop that to you, bro. Also, on the 18th, so tomorrow, Sotheby's presents Punkit. They're going to be selling 104 CryptoPunks. Wonder how much that's going to go. Hey! Oh my gosh, coming at you right now. Oh my gosh. The On Earth is about to get that Earth Wizard gear. Listen. This is important. Got you. That's a good trade. I honestly think that is a solid trade. I mean, at this point, you can send it over here to this Mr. W. Appreciate you big time. Oh my, I'm about to rock that right now though. Right now, I need to try it. I need to feel the cloth. Just gonna get that cyber cloth going. And it's great if you search Earth. Look at that. Oh my gosh, we dominate the Earth category. Let's go, Mr. W. Let's go. Dominating that Earth category. Oh my gosh. Let's go. I'm so pumped. Tobik says, is Decentraland allowed for kids? And if it's not, how can I become an adult? Decentraland is absolutely allowed for kids. When I mean, what is a kid? You know, I would think anybody who has access to the internet. You don't even have to have a Web3 wallet to get into Decentraland. So if it's about it's like parental guidance, you know? Any kid on the internet should have parental supervision. Oh, I can't let go of the Shiba helmet. I only have one more. My rule is I need one of I can't give away anything beyond. I need to keep one for the Decentraland vault. There is a long-term plan there. But maybe portion. I think it's a legendary. I don't know if they have any more. Yeah, no worries, man. Appreciate you. Definitely gonna drop that wallet one more time. What sword? I'm not sure what you mean. Don't send me anything. I'm not really sure what you're asking for, Jedi Mindrick. Jedi Metatron. You want a sword? I don't have a sword. I don't think I have a sword. What's up, Tupangatog? Tupangatog? I think I will do a raffle, though. Here we go. Pick a winner. Connect Eddie. Connect Eddie. Drop that ETH address right there. Very cool. Love the hoverboard. Evaverse. I'm definitely going to dig into Evaverse. Very, very interested. And here, this Ethermon, everybody, you know, the holders, MetaKey holders are going to get an Ethermon thing. Etherman drop. If you're having a good time right now, if you're a MetaKey holder, that's for sure. Let's see. There's a teleport. Oh, yeah, this is the second floor. This is our boardroom for board meetings. Very good. All right, let's teleport over to the party. Poink. Here we go. Fly. Yo, fly. And also, we've touched down here. I believe that Mr. W gave me one extra here, so I assume that's for a giveaway, Mr. W. Is that correct? May I conduct a giveaway with the extra one that you sent over? Giveaway to the community. Can I... Yes! We have an approval here. Mr. W graciously providing one for a giveaway right here. So without further ado, let's check this thing out first before we do this raffle. And you know what? I'm going to resume entries. So if you haven't already entered, ! raffle to enter. Might need to refresh. Here we go. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Here we go. Oh my goodness, people. Oh my gosh, look at the arm though. Shee. Oh, I got my little... Let's see how we're going with this. What are we doing for shoes? Go boot action. Or there we go. I like that. Oh, wow. Yo, this... Well done. Well done. And I'm excited, Connect Eddie. Here we go. You're getting... Or Connect Eddie, I think I just sent... That's the one I just sent. Okay, yeah. Now we're going to do the next one. Yo, this is freaking fire. Let's go. Came from the forest. Listen, I came from the forest. Oh, what's up, Maddie? That's hilarious. What's good? Here we are. People, I'm going to play a little track right quick. Gonna spin it. Dude. Killer vibes on the... Truly on Earth. Oh my gosh. I can only imagine, and honestly, that's the best part of getting, of really supporting really quality creators like this when you can get in on a drop like this. He said, Mr. W says there are available for the first 10 people who purchase this cloak are going to get on an airdrop for the pants. So those first 10, you can imagine, are going to allow, are going to provide the funds necessary to mint the next wearable, and those who get it are going to get the pants. So there's a pants element here that is going to come next. So y'all definitely jump in the market. Grab this Earth Wizard cloak right here. It's only 11 mana, so grab that and you'll be happy that you did. Dropping a link here. And you know what? I'm also going to dude, this is just fire. I hope somebody clips this and like, cause look at this. This is like a fat little fashion walk going on for you. I feel magical. Look at the hat. Came from the forest. Let's go. Nine-tail fox vibes. I'm digging it. All right, who's gonna win? Here, we're gonna raffle off one of these cloaks right now, folks. Closing entries. Who's gonna get it? Drop a 9 in chat if you feel lucky. Appreciate you, Mr. W. I will. I mean, this is gonna be a regular part of my wardrobe. This cloak is just fire. People are feeling lucky in chat. Here we go. Who's gonna get the Earth Wizard cloak? It is Bode and a Bear. Bode and a Bear, are you here? Bode and a Bear, are you here? You won your fancy cloak, and you will join me on the journey. Do not go and choke. You must claim your prize. Bode and Bear, are you here? Oh, well done, Bode and Bear. Here you go. Congratulations. What is good? Agent M is here with us. What is up? Ready to party. All right, y'all. It's party time. We're about to get started here at the Meta Key, and if you want to be here, oh, what's good? Oh my gosh, all the OGs are here. Oh, what? Wow, look at this. Oh my gosh, Meta Key family, just best trip. Look at this Vogue U. Oh wow, look at the Vogue U helmet. Wow. That's dope. Love my Medikey family. Y'all, we're about to turn it up right here. I had a lot of fun with y'all today. Pop on through to the Medikey party. As I said, tomorrow, Sotheby's, if you want to grab a punk. I don't know if you got it like that. And, yo, people, we got 5 days. Decentraland birthday party. So a little less than 5 days now. DCL birthday party. Can you believe it? 2 years. Mind-blowing events, developments, get-togethers, all that good. Thank you for the support, belief in pioneering our project. They're going to be throwing a birthday party. It's going to have some major quest prizes, an appearance from Akira the Don. Here we go. We're having it inside a giant cake. This is the Decentraland birthday party after all. Look at that build. Oh, it's going to be sick. Okay, I'm going to be there. Hope to see y'all there. And if you come, stick around because there's going to be a special little surprise from yours truly. Just tune into the screen. Go to the party, y'all. Come to first floor for the captain's log. All right, y'all. Captain's log on the first floor. So you shouldn't need a meta key to get, I think it's just to get to the top floor, but I'm pretty sure, let's see. If I'm not mistaken, maybe one floor up. Yeah, it's not the first floor, it's the second floor. Right here. Y'all, come join in.
Really exciting. Got heaps of stuff in the works and excited to show everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's been 7 or 8 weeks since the last Captain's Log, and honestly, well, for those of you who haven't caught these before, we try to go through basically everything that's been happening behind the scenes, everything that we've been kind of thinking about and focusing on and integrating with and building in the background. We really sort of try to pull back the curtain. There's absolutely no way that we can show you guys everything this time without this taking like 4 hours. So we're condensing it to the highlights, and I gotta tell you, there are some pretty serious highlights. So let's start with what we have been up to so far over the last couple of months. First of all, oh yeah, of course. So you guys, if you're watching the premiere for this, you guys are in the MetaKey Decentraland HQ right now. It has been deployed. It's here. It looks a million times better than anything and everything else in Decentraland because our art team are just ridiculous. I don't know how you guys managed that, honestly, Billy. You broke Decentraland. But if you guys are in here, welcome and congratulations.
Wow. I haven't even seen this.
Well, no, you're seeing it right now because we're showing this live tomorrow.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah, so those of you in here right now, have a poke around. We've got some POAPs up. We are going to be streaming the next segment of this with an AMA and all of that. So enjoy the build. And if you guys are watching this later on YouTube, then we'll edit in some highlights from that at the tail end of the show, so you guys will get some good looks at it then. But that's a major thing that we've been building and working on, which has been very, very exciting. The next thing, you guys have probably seen the AO Metaverse streams and YouTube videos. This is something that really took off in a way that I don't think... Well, I don't know, Maddie, were you expecting this to go viral?
I think they had a really good strategy to it, and they would have done a lot of PR, but yeah, I think it did really well with the crypto and the NFT crowd in terms of buying it and being part of it. That's a transition we haven't seen done this well before with the real world sort of an event, especially sports, to suddenly the NFT crypto native demographic. So didn't expect that much engagement, but I was really happy with how it went.
Yeah, I was excited about it because I saw it representing a completely new use case for the technology. And I was really hoping that people would sort of recognize that and understand that. And I was so delighted to see that they did. So I won't belabor the AO Metaverse stuff too much because we did 2 weeks of streams dedicated to it. And I'm sure you guys have seen that already. And if you haven't, then it's here on the YouTube channel. But yeah, I guess I just wanted to hear Maddie's thoughts on it, Maddie's insights on it. You know what, Billy, while we've got you, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it as well, because you were fairly across all of this stuff in the background as well. Did you have any interesting kind of reactions or insights on it?
Yeah, I think just the way the team approached it was pretty intelligent, well thought out, and just the whole structure of it was really, really nice and inclusive. I think that's why they did so well with it. But it was also a cool theme, integrating real world stuff. I think that's sort of maybe a first even to go to that level of metaverse integration. And just, the way they went about it was really inclusive and nice and awesome event.
I think it was also an ideal integration and collaboration for us because we managed to get you guys whitelisting for starters. which was awesome. We managed to negotiate 50% of the total supply, which was pretty generous, I think. And of course, we got some cool wearables for the community out of it as well. Yeah, and just all the sort of community activation and support and kind of onboarding people into the NFT space and helping the Australian Open sort of get people excited about tennis and getting some more rackets in hands. It was just it was a lot of fun. I know that a lot of people in the community were looking at it and thinking like, wow, you know, the Medikeys really gone all in on this, and this has been like their whole month. And really, that wasn't the case. Run It Wild with Adam Ducati is the head of partnerships at Decentraland. It was that team really that made all of this happen. But yeah, we were just basically streaming it every day and talking about it and trying to get people excited about it because it was something I think worth getting excited about. So yeah,
and we're still just to chime in there, Michael. We're still experimenting with whitelisting.
Yeah,
we get so many opportunities to whitelist, but saying yes to them suddenly means that Medikey will vouch for them.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, like we have a pretty big audience, so if we were to announce that, hey, we got a whitelist spot to X project, and we've seen big brands come here and not launch NFT projects effectively, like they launch something, but it'll turn to crap because there's not much longevity thought put into it, right? So with AO, it was a lot of things checked the boxes. It's a great idea. It looked like the digital team from the AO side were very all in with thinking long term. And then the price entry was quite affordable. I think it was like 0.07 Ethereum, which is good. So only for those reasons did we say yes. So we're still experimenting with what effective whitelists look like. And AO for us was also a way to show that, hey, we don't just whitelist the community for like IPs and brands that want to come into the space. We're not just all right, we'll whitelist them. We're sort of like a whitelist and activate and be part of the journey long term to see what else we can do with them.
Yeah.
So we've got a really good relationship with Ridley. I've got a conference with him. I'm doing with him and a couple of other people in Melbourne. But you know, that relationship is strong now, and whatever comes through that, and Adam, we will continue to do more things with other brands. So it's much of last year and a little bit of this year will probably still be heavy experimentation and learning as to how all this stuff works.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Like when we whitelist something or when we collaborate with someone or integrate with someone, it is an endorsement, sort of categorically, whether or not we always intend it to be. You know, it's quite simple. Like we're putting the Medikey stamp on it, and we literally get like every single person in our team gets DMs every single day asking for collaborations and integrations and whitelisting and stuff like that. And we just have to make sure we've got like a really, really strong vetting process for all of that. And I'm sure, as you guys know, like 90% of the projects that are coming out at the moment are like not really worth, I guess, kind of putting all of our weight behind. But the ones that we choose, we do want to like really have a strong activation like we did with the AO, and, you know, make sure that it's a, you know, that's a real thing, that it's really happening. We're really getting people involved. Yeah. So the AO was a lot of fun. And I'm excited to see what they do with the art ball next, actually, and how they sort of carry it into the other Grand Slams and in the next year. So I encourage you guys to follow. I think it's at AO Metaverse on Twitter if you guys are not already, and you do hold an art ball. They are going to have some future utility. So
I think the cool thing about the AO is that Ridley was saying, you know, it's going to have a like utility across future events. So I think that's what we're looking for in projects, right? Like when you're buying something, what is their sort of decade-long plan? Will they keep giving value to those specific NFTs for the next year, the year after? And how all in are they with that? So it's pretty cool that with these, you know, the next Grand Slam, the next event, whatever it may be, they're continuously looking at ways to add things to it.
yeah, exactly. It's not just a one and done. Yeah. So that's enough on the AO because I'm all AO'd out. As much fun as it was, I'm excited to be moving on to the next thing. We also had very recently, what is this? Yes, Voxadeus collab. Now, Maddie, Voxadeus is a project that you've kind of been interested in for a really long time, actually, because I think they were the first playable, basically avatar project, right? That actually did have like a real kind of metaverse integration with the sandbox. Actually, they were one of the very, very first sandbox partners as well. So to kind of celebrate our friendship with Voxadeus, we designed these busts from some of the Metacrew characters, and we airdropped them to everyone, which was a pretty cool little activation. And you can actually like place these in your land as little kind of statues in the sandbox, and we're planning some future utility for these as well. We were considering having them as like NPCs. You know how we've got the Metakey bot, right? That sandboxed as a celebration for the summer jam land slam, whatever it was called. The one where we picks up that big land parcel. They introduced a little key bot. It's like, it's an NPC. It's not a playable character, but it's an NPC that you can use in your land and sort of program and script to, you know, move around or attack or, you know, do whatever it is you want with them. So we're considering having these characters perform the same function for those that hold the busts, which should be pretty cool. Yeah. So that's another one. What is
Sandbox
next?
is looking quite strong with. There's a bit of a tangent, but if you open this link, Michael,
Yeah.
you check out their how they've sort of mapped out everything. Everything like I think they've almost sold out all the land, and there's like over 300 partners or
Yep.
brands that are part of this. So excited to get it going, and whether it be airdrops with these sort of Voxadeus NPC characters or our bot or anything, I think even with like Artifact Studio and all these other projects and brands, is that whatever they're airdropping now is kind of like building blocks for a very large macro ecosystem that each one is trying to create, whether it be multiple games or their own metaverse sort of thing, their own virtual land. But like once that virtual land and that world gets built out, a lot of what we're dropping today will have value in those areas.
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys see the big Ubisoft one there. I think it's so wild that we have as much land as Ubisoft. That's amazing. But Ubisoft announced last week Rabbids, one of their IPs. I think it was originally like a Rayman character that sort of picked up its own kind of major trajectory, and they did a game with Mario as well. Yeah, so they've just announced that Rabbids are coming to the sandbox, and I believe that they're allowing anyone that's creating any content for the sandbox to use that IP in their builds. Yeah, which is fantastic. Like as a precedent for like the open metaverse, that is absolutely amazing. Because you know, most publishers, if they saw like independent builders using their IP to like make something for, you know, like Roblox or Minecraft or something like that, you know, you'd be getting DMCAs left and right. The fact that Ubisoft has come out and been like, hey, we're in the sandbox, you guys are all in the sandbox, the Rabbids are in the sandbox, like, you know, it's kind of free, limited sort of open license content for any sandbox games. Like that's amazing. That's really, really cool. Yeah, so obviously we're extremely bullish on Sandbox, and we're working on building a lot of stuff in that space, aren't we?
So they're not public yet, are they? Like you can jump in if you have a private access, but you can't just throw a link up and get everyone in.
No, not yet. So they had an open alpha which ran for a couple of weeks, and I assume that they're probably going to do another one. If not, they'll be doing an open beta like fairly soon. At the moment, you can download the clients and you can basically access any of the builds that have already been made and sort of submitted. You can just kind of like download those and sort of explore through them single player. Yes, but no, they don't have their full kind of open 1.0, you know, full multiplayer live yet. And it's already like so huge and so healthy. Yeah, and they're not even out of alpha. It's just, yeah, it's pretty incredible, isn't it? Yeah. So if you guys haven't played around in Sandbox, I definitely recommend downloading the client and having a little bit of a poke around. We actually got Sarah and I streamed playing through the alpha quite a bit. You guys can see that on our YouTube. And Billy, you watched a little bit of that. You were quite impressed as well, weren't you?
Yeah, very impressed actually. Just the quality and the polish that they landed on was just phenomenal for a metaverse game. Yeah, big hats off to their whole team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know about you, but playing through the alpha there, like the gears were turning for the stuff that we can do with our lands. And
Yeah,
they got some like pretty robust tools there for like designing mechanics and some pretty creative stuff we can make, I think.
I think their maker, this like the way they built their maker
Hmm.
for public use,
Hmm.
is just really user friendly to the
Hmm.
point where like an average person that hasn't really dabbled in like coding can kind of go in and like make something for themselves, which I feel like that's like the entryway, and that's what's going to be so appealing, uh, to this space, right? So if I
Hmm.
brought a plot of land, I don't know how to code, but I might be able to make a little game for myself in my
Yeah,
land. So that's
yeah.
super appealing to, I think, everyone.
Yeah, exactly. It's also creating a whole new industry, really, of people that are kind of building assets and building games for landholders, which is pretty cool. Which is something that we'll talk about a little bit later in this log. But first, let's have a look at the Meta Camp, brought to you by MetaZone in collaboration with ourselves, of course. So, who wants to take this one? Explain the concept behind this.
I can. So I'll explain sort of how the partnership came about, and Billy,
Hmm.
maybe you can talk about the idea behind the buildings.
Hmm.
So MetaZone guys, MetaZone have been around for a couple of years. What they do is they build kind of like a marketplace where creators can build buildings, scenes, games, all sorts of things, upload it on their website, and landholders in Decentraland can download them, activate them on the land.
Hmm.
It's a pretty cool marketplace. I think they transacted a couple million mana back in the day when mana
Wow.
was a few cents,
Hmm.
but obviously now it's quite a lot of money, right?
Hmm.
So they were quite active with that marketplace, and they solved a big problem, which was landholders didn't have any content to put on their land. They didn't know how to even do that,
Hmm.
and these guys kind of connected the marketplace, connected the two dots between creators and landholders. So the very cool thing that this is sort of like our first iteration of what this looks like, and it's kind of like in MetaZone, what we did was we created a bunch of different buildings for the Meta Key community, and you're going to all get airdropped one of these, and you can use these as a default sort of building that you can customize.
Hmm.
This is sort of, again, like this is sort of our first. There's no reason why we're not going to do way more of these and experiment with what else can be done, but these should be, as far as I know, able, once you get the NFT, you should be able to deploy this in your land in Decentraland if you have one.
Hmm. Yeah, so I'll just go back to this one real quick. So from left to let's go clockwise. So this is the Keymaster one. This is edition 1, 2, yeah, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think that's right, isn't it, Billy?
Yep.
Yeah, and they all can be deployed on a one parcel land. The Keymaster one takes up the whole parcel though, like it goes right to the top of the parcel. At least if you've got a one by itself, you can't go any higher than that. Yeah, so they're blank canvases, and they are hugely customizable. And the point of this collection is that we're going to be sort of enabling and incentivizing creators in our community to make MetaKey branded MetaKey IP, furniture and add-ons and sort of customization options into MetaZone's ecosystem, basically um, able to kind of profit and generate revenue for themselves by leveraging our brand, leveraging our community. So Billy, you went in a little bit into the builder and messed around with some of the default Decentraland assets just to kind of show off a little bit, kind of an idea of the customizability of these builds. Is that right? All these assets are just kind of default in the builder, kind of free to use assets, right?
Yeah, it's just like drag and drop stuff essentially.
Hmm.
It's obviously just like to show like if you're not you know, a modeler or a coder,
Hmm.
you can still customize the build and scale certain items and make it sort of represent maybe your IP or whatever brand that you have individually that you may want to incorporate our stuff into.
Hmm.
So it's just like a little demo as to the space, the size, and just an insight to like what you're actually getting and what you can do with it,
Hmm.
depending on like themes and stuff like that. So yeah, it's hugely customizable. Uh, the whole approach is sort of modularized, minimalistic approach,
Hmm.
and that's by design. So we're giving the community the ability to customize.
Hmm.
The more we add, the more tries we take away from the people that own it,
Hmm.
and we really didn't want to do that. So that's where we're at with it. I think it's really fun to go in and play with it in the builder.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, keep an eye on MetaZone and keep an eye on what we sort of have to say about this collaboration next, because yeah, hopefully you guys will be able to get in there and start messing around with these. So if you don't own land and you do hold a MetaKey, you can actually, there's a lending system I think through MetaZone which will allow you to sort of collaborate with a landholder to be able to use these buildings to create something if you like. So I would also encourage having a look at that. Yeah, but this is just sort of step one of what we would like to be a kind of infrastructure to enable sort of creativity inside our community, sort of in these metaverse spaces, right? We want you guys to be able to build stuff. We want to be able to sort of help you do that as much as we can. So speaking of Decentraland, we've also got our little Ethermon here, Nova, that is dropping very soon. I don't know the exact date for this. I know the MetaZone stuff has already dropped in the last couple of days. I think this guy's not far behind. Is that about right?
I don't know. I think everything's done for it, so I think it's just deciding on when to do the airdrop.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't think it's far behind.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys will all be getting this little guy, Nova, and basically he'll be a prerequisite for discovering our other Ethermon that we've designed, Zip, which will evolve into a beautiful emu phoenix thing that you guys have been seeing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a
And
lot of
when
the real quick, Michael, but a lot
Mhm.
of the integrations and airdrops that we're doing is sort of to enable like the community to learn more about what NFTs and utility can be done, right? So whether it be like an Ethermon, which actually has a use case within the Ethermon game, so you'll be getting this, it'll be giving you a stat boost to go potentially find the other Ethermon, which is a Medikey Ethermon, which will have its own kind of moves and all sorts of things within the Ethermon ecosystem. So it'll kind of encourage, hopefully, some people from the Medikey community to go play Ethermon and use the character.
Mhm.
Same with the buildings. Like when we drop them, they're actually usable in Decentraland. So a lot of
Mhm.
partnerships that we're making is like, okay, so how can we use what we get straight away?
Mhm.
And that's the sort of difference that we're trying to do is kind of base it on utility.
Mhm.
And again, these are all just sort of experiments for us at the moment. Um, if you guys remember in the very early days of the Medikey, we were sort of making partnerships to everyone that knocked on our doors, and now we're sort of being selective and seeing who sort of got like an established, some form of established IP and user base that you can actually do something with, and we're sort of plugging into them. So the partnership announcement might be a little bit slower,
Mhm.
and the rollouts might be a bit slower, but as we gain momentum, they're going to be really, really cool.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, and it's about sort of cross-pollination as well. Like we want to encourage you guys to be checking out these cool metaverse spaces, but it's also a way like we've had quite a few comments on Twitter and a couple of people coming to the Discord that have sort of engaged with MetaZone or engaged with Ethermon previously, being like, "Oh, tell me more about MetaKey. Like, how do I get on board here?" So it's also about finding people in those spaces and getting them excited about joining our family and joining our journey, which is pretty cool. So yeah, you guys can look forward to a dedicated Ethermon stream where we'll get one of these jabronis and we'll go and find the other little bird, and that should be good fun. So yeah, that's Ethermon. Oh yes, that's right. So you guys were asking about merchandise uh, quite a bit because this is something that we've been sort of back and forth with quite a lot and wanting to make happen. Maddie, I believe you had a conversation with Uniquely quite recently.
It wasn't recent. It was a while back,
Mm-hmm.
and it was when we weren't exploring merchandise
Mm-hmm.
much. So I don't think it, as far as I know, I don't know if it went anywhere. But again, I've been away for the last 7 to 8 weeks. I'm not sure if the team, the Medikey team, did something specific with Uniquely. But I think it is sort of time where we do explore, physical representation, jackets, all sorts of stuff. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
to represent like a Keymaster or Edition 4,
Mm-hmm.
sort of with the art theme would be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. So Poppy's playing around with a couple of different designs at the moment, and she sent me this little mock-up for something we can slap on a t-shirt, for instance. But yeah, basically, like we're working on designs for physical merchandise. We're looking at distributors for it as well. I think Uniquely is a pretty strong option, personally. Um, I think we've got a conversation going forward with them. But yeah, it's definitely something that is going to be happening. Hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
And we
So
got
that.
physical merch
Oh,
for some other collaborations as well. But yeah, looking at, I'm trying to see what we can do with physical merch that isn't just your usual clothes.
mm-hmm.
Like you can do RFID chips, you can do
Mm-hmm.
like all sorts of connections to the digital world.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean we can do merch the usual way, and it's cool. Maybe that's enough, but
Mm-hmm.
it's fun to explore what else can be done.
Yeah, definitely. Particularly the RFID chips are like super interesting.
Mm.
I was thinking of the 3D printing option that we were talking about a while back,
Mm-hmm.
Michael.
Yeah.
That's something that I would showcase on my living room table,
Yeah.
not just my room.
Yeah. So looking at the ship here, actually, so I was talking to a couple of different 3D printing and distributing options for the ship, right? And there were some challenges there, particularly like getting them sort of painted and the kind of like QA process and all that kind of stuff. But that's something I'd still really, really love to do. I think that would be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got so many like awesome 3D assets as well that just would be like a lot of fun to have as models, right? Metacrew action figures. How about that? Custom action figure for everyone's Metacrew.
Yeah. Well, even like the 3D printing action figures, all sorts of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely something that we're still sort of exploring. But as Maddie says, we want to do it in a way that is sort of compelling to the space as well by looking at stuff like RFID chips and all that kind of stuff, right? Like
Mhm.
if if we do have sort of 3D printed models and stuff like that, I'd almost like them to act like amiibos, you know. So for those of you who don't know, Nintendo for I think it's for the Wii U originally. They had these little figures called amiibos that had chips in them, where like you would take the figure and you just like put it on top of your console, and your console would read it and would be like, "Oh, okay, you can use this character in this game now."
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and I saw I can't remember who the outlet was, so please forgive me. But I saw one news outlet talking about the Medikey recently where they described it as basically like Web3 amiibos. And I was like, you know
Oh,
what? That's not a bad way to think of the Medikey. It's not a bad way to describe it. Yeah, so that kind of got the gears turning for me as well. So, you know, maybe we'll look at something like that. Um, all right. So speaking of other integrations, what is this, Maddie?
ah, we. All right. Well, these are World Wide Web. We're going to be entering World Wide Web. If you have a meta crew or a meta key, you will be able to go in there and represent your avatar as such.
What
Um,
is the World Wide Web, Maddie?
so World Wide Web is, apart from the internet, it's a very cool like NFT project, which is kind of like this pixel pixel metaverse sort of virtual world where you can go in and you can utilize your NFTs and like you can represent them in different ways. I think it blew up. It had its moment a few months ago when suddenly everyone was buying a land there because they were pretty smart. Like they really understood NFT utility and they really understood. My mindset was like, all right, well, if you have all these people with NFTs and all these fringe communities, why not just make a platform that accepts all of these NFTs and communities, and suddenly you can represent them in a certain way. You can play games with them, and suddenly you've got this user base in the tens of thousands, a very wealthy user base that will go on to support not only that project, not only their own projects, but now that project which they can go in and kind of meet and use their NFTs in. These guys were like doing that at a very hyper scale. It was very cool to see. And they were accepting like the cyberkongs. I think I saw cyberkongs in there. I think I saw like some cats, all sorts of like NFT projects. So we knocked on their doors. We had a chat with them, and yeah, you will be able to use these in there. So that's one integration that we're doing. A couple more in the works that are of similar nature, but whether it
More
be
than a
2D or
couple.
3D, this is the idea, right? Like you can take that NFT that you have, which visually is just a JPEG, and when you go to different places, you can turn into that in a 2D, like a full body version in 2D or 3D. It's fun to explore what can be done.
I think this is your little guy, isn't it?
Is it?
This is your Vanguard.
Oh, it
Yeah.
is. Cool.
How about that? Yeah, so we haven't quite worked out distribution for these and how exactly this is going to work, whether it's going to be you know, a unique one for each person's crewmate, or whether we're just going to have like a whole library of them that are accessible to kind of everyone that holds a MetaKey or MetaCrew. We haven't quite decided because doing like every single asset at this scale, like obviously, you know, you guys can see the headpiece there, but apart from that and the outfit, like nothing else really reads at that scale. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to be making like, you know, tattoos and scars and that kind of stuff for these. So we might just stick to the outfits, but it's all kind of still up in the air at the moment. But
Who made this? These it was one of us.
Mossy got a freelancer to do
Cool.
these. So
Very
I
cool.
actually don't know. You'd have to ask him. But yeah, it's
Nice.
pretty cool work. Yeah. So as Maddie mentions, we've got a lot of other collaborations that we're working on. Most of them are kind of in stealth mode, kind of NDA territory at the moment. You probably heard us kind of like teasing and leaking little things here and there, but yeah, there's some pretty big, exciting IPs that we're working with at the moment. So another cool thing we did recently, we actually did a fan art contest for the Metacrew shortly after the Metacrew launch. So the large captain's log we did, it was immediately before the Metacrew launch. So a lot has happened in that time. But I wanted to showcase these because this was really, really fun. We got some really cool entries. The shortlisted ones for starters here. So this is like a little hand knit captain, which I love. I thought that was wonderful. We got quite a few little animated entries here as well, which were pretty spectacular. This is another shortlisted one, another one here. We got a lot of representation of the shrouds actually with these. I think people really, really like the design of the shrouds. We've got like a human and a revenant fighting in like some.
That's pretty cool.
It's like some Dragon Ball kind of. Yeah. Then we had. Oh, this was from. Gravekeeper. Yeah, he does these like concrete block artworks, which are pretty amazing. This was 5th place, and 4th place here. Again, a lot of love for the shrouds. 3rd place. That's actually a really cool bust as well. We should get like the 3D model of that to show in the headquarters somewhere. 3rd place. I think this was your vote, Maddie, as well.
I like that one.
Oh, sorry, no, 2nd place. And then 1st place was Seiko with this like absolutely phenomenal Revenant. That is so cool, honestly. Yeah, so we've been doing a couple of little contests like these, which have been a lot of fun. Billy, did you have a favorite from these entries?
Yeah, I think this one was really strong illustration. Really moody. I really like that someone took the time and effort to throw it together like that.
Yeah, it's a real
But also
narrative, isn't it?
also the really buff Shroud is really nice.
This one?
The one before that,
Oh, this one.
this guy he's a
Yeah,
beast.
yeah, this one's really cool. Yeah, it was really, really fun, honestly, seeing like a bunch of different interpretations and a bunch of different angles on these characters. Had a lot of fun going through all these submissions. So thank you again, everyone that participated in this. It was a lot of fun. All right, so speaking of the Meta Crew, like I said, last time we did a captain's log, it was just as we were launching the crewmates, and as I'm sure you guys know, we've got quite a pipeline coming down ahead of these guys. But I thought we'd sort of explore this a little bit more. So the main thing is we're making all the crewmates in 3D, and they are going to be playable 3D avatars in a bunch of different spaces, in DCL, in Sandbox, in a whole bunch of future partnered games that we haven't even explored yet. The 3D models are all going to be sort of ready and at a level of fidelity that they can plug into pretty much anything, anywhere. So step one is designing out the rest of these outfits. And Billy, you've been doing a lot of work on these along with the rest of the art team. I think you and Jimmy and Stug are sort of going through most of them, right?
Yep, yep.
So I'm going to go through each of these and let you give us just like a couple of notes on each of them.
Right. Okay. Well, for this one, basically it's just representation of design language. We're just trying to scrape through the design language that was represented at the top and give people what they were interested in. So if they did buy the PFP, they get what they're looking for with the design. So yeah, it's on that one. That's pretty cool commando sort of look.
Yeah. I love these weapons as well. I think you said these were sort of like Maori inspired, right?
Yeah, pulling from my heritage a little bit. So unfortunately, they crept in there, or maybe fortunately.
No, that's wonderful. That's awesome.
Yeah. So there's the 3D. I think that's
3D.
coming out really nice in terms of design. Trying to sort of land on like a hybrid scheme. I think that's coming through really nice style. Yeah, so I think it's turning out really cool, actually.
Yeah, definitely. And here's the weapon as well. I love the little the details on the handle and the pommel there. That's really, really nice.
Yeah, Teddy crushed that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he really
he's
did.
crushed that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited
He's a
to
beast.
see the rest of his. Nice little bit of luminosity there on the blade. Okay, next one.
Next one, Vapor Suit. Just gain different language, different taste. The whole purpose here is to give everyone from the community something that they are attracted to. So every outfit is going to have a sort of come from a different place. If you're into Halo, or if you're into Call of Duty, or if you're into who knows, something a little bit more whimsical in terms of games, you will have something in this list of outfits and these designs that you will be attracted to. That's the ultimate goal, is to cater to everyone. Pretty hard task, but trying to tie that into a language that can be represented well, I think it's coming along.
Yeah, you're right. Being able to take like so many different cues from so many different places and sort of unite them under one brand, one IP that is sort of kind of coherent, like between each outfit, is quite challenging. So there's the 3D for this one, which is also reading really, really nice. Next one here, this might be my favorite, actually, the Tyrant's chassis.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Really, this is your favorite?
Yeah. This is something that I'm really digging. It's like that perfect blend, sci-fi fantasy. So essentially, that's all the design languages on this one.
Yeah, definitely. I just love seeing the rear view of this one here with these plates. And yeah, I don't know if I have a crewmate with this outfit, but I'm gonna need to get one, I think. Now this one is quite interesting, right? Because this is the View agent's outfit. So the View is basically a group of kind of elite saboteurs that work for Solar, which is one of our antagonists in our narrative. So we needed to sort of tease out this outfit to start to represent a lot of stuff about basically about their IP and their design language, right? So this was our first little pass at like, well, okay, we'll design a badge later, but we'll just put this here as a placeholder. But we kind of teased that out as well. So Poppy's designed a couple of logos and badges for the Solar Corporation here, which I think is pretty cool as well. Yeah, these guys are kind of like a dystopian version of like Google and Amazon all rolled into one with their own sort of private paramilitary and kind of, like alien tech research and development kind of stuff. It's like if Zuckerberg owned Area 51, basically, is what Solar's about.
I think the logo is capturing that too. Like Poppy did a killer job on that. It really
Yeah, looks awesome.
sort of replies to that. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really nice.
I think so.
Have we done the 3D models apart from that one that you showed before, Michael?
Yeah, we got a bunch of them. Look, these are 3D.
Yeah, those are the 3D models. So do you have the ones for the other outfits? Yeah,
Yeah, we got more. We got more.
awesome.
I promise we got more, Maddie.
I haven't seen any of this, so whoever's watching, I'm like, actually, I've seen some of these. I don't
Yeah.
think I've seen some other stuff you guys are gonna show me.
So what's going on here with this one, Billy?
Yeah, so we started with the concept for the agent sort of outfit, and that was based a lot upon sort of the narrative and the lore of what we're trying to represent. And simply put, I basically just transferred that language into a robot, which would be basically the production sort of robot that Solar has produced, and it's sort of like their dirty work robot, something that would just go through and do what a human can't do, sort of thing. So yeah, that was our first attempt at an enemy type. If we were to have any type of mini game, this would be like the first generic sort of enemy type.
We're getting there. We are getting there. Yeah, so this would be like a mid-tier kind of Solar robot. Yeah, which is pretty cool. So basically, Solar came to the conclusion that these guys were too expensive. Let's make a bunch of these instead. There's still a few of these guys hanging around though, as we will learn as we sort of proceed. Here you go, Maddie. So we used Maddie's famous avatar here to kind of build out the language for this one.
Love it.
Yeah, I really, really love this one. I was really surprised by this one, Billy. I don't know why. Maybe you could sort of explain it, but going from seeing the avatar to seeing the full body, I was like, oh, I was not quite expecting that sort of direction for it,
Yeah, it's just the restrictions with the PFP. I had to shrink the shoulders in and make it kind of look a little bit strange, but that was mainly for the format of creating it into your profile picture. But then when you actually go through and you're like, right, this is actually going to be an asset of some sort, you can really blow it out and do what you wanted to do with it from the start. So that's kind of like what I envisioned was like this sort of exoskeleton suit, that would give you basically strength. So I think that represents quite well. And in terms of design language stuff, I think it's really, really solid, sort of pulls on the heartstrings of Destiny fanboys, which is quite nice. And that was the ultimate goal. So
yeah, I love you got a little kind of Iron Man thing going on here as well. It's quite nice.
Question for you, Billy. You're gonna do these in 3D, right? Like in full high def 3D. Can we translate that into Decentraland wearable low poly?
yes, yes,
Cool.
yep. A lot of the forms that I've chosen are very, very broad, very blunt. So the whole idea of that is you can distill that into a single shape. and still have very clear representation. So a lot of the stuff being worked out is being very, very thought out
Mhm.
by me, and even just with the languages that we're choosing. If you remove the third level details, you're actually left with a pretty basic looking outfit. Um,
Mhm.
so yeah,
Yeah.
Nice.
I think that's
Does it look pretty
one of the interesting
damn cool in
challenges.
Decentraland?
It would look cool in Decentraland, actually. Yeah, that's exactly one of the interesting sort of challenges of the meta crew compared to a lot of other Avatar projects is that like from Genesis, Billy was already imagining like, okay, how is this going to work? And then how is it going to translate into Decentraland, into Sandbox, into all these other games that are using kind of different levels of fidelity, right? And how do we sort of bake that all into this one little PFP and sort of really, really future proof it rather than just like making a PFP and then kind of having to sort of like figure out, well, when we make the 3D, like how are we going to sort of like, I guess, translate it. Yeah, I don't know if that's like a fair kind of comment there, Billy.
100%. Yeah, we were thinking like 4 or 5 years into the future, just in conversation with the PFP, and there was so many restrictions and so many things that we needed to think of to future proof our pipeline.
Mhm.
So yeah, once you sort of start seeing this stuff and the 3D stuff, it will start making probably a lot of sense.
Yeah, the avatars kind of being designed the way that they are does start to, yeah, it does start to make sense once you kind of have this broader context, doesn't it? Hopefully, there's Mossies. I love this.
I like his.
This coat is so
Yeah, the
cool.
coat looks epic.
Yeah.
Looks royal. Is that a royal
No,
look?
no. This
Oh,
one is the royal one. This one's the royal one.
right.
That kind of rare tier
It's pretty
one.
damn royal.
Yeah, this one's actually a little bit more common. It's actually one of the more common ones, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
This is the solar, what do I call this one? The solar combat suit. I don't have the metadata in front of me. I can only
Basically,
remember sort of
yeah.
like, yeah. So
Yeah,
this
it's
is
a
another
solar
kind
combat, yeah.
of another solar branded one. So you see the logo there on the front and back. We kind of started to tease that out a little bit more. There we got a nice little lineup there. Got some more. This is the RG battle harness with the Cyber Xian. I love this sword as well. I think that was really, really nicely represented. I think Jimmy did this one, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, let's just kind of go through them here. And Billy, you can stop me at any time. Oh, here we go. I thought this was your favorite one.
It's definitely one of my favorites. I think I'm going to go back into this one before the modeling stage and just use some feedback to sort of go through and clean it up a bit and just make the changes necessary. I think there was quite a bit of feedback on that one specifically.
We posted this one on Twitter, and there was a lot of feedback about the COD piece.
Yeah, it's more playing on like terms of like old school armor sets
Yeah.
where they would use like the layering system, and
Yeah.
quite often the sort of crotch area would be elongated,
Mhm.
which is not actually designed for protection of that, but it's just more of a styling thing.
Mhm.
So I think I just misrepresented that slightly with the shapes. So I think we'll go back in and we'll fix that up.
I don't know if you misrepresented it so much as like people are like, okay, where's the meme potential in this image?
Yeah, maybe it's the space just
Yeah.
toying with me.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, but this one's a lot of fun as well. Yeah, I mean, I think so you used like a revenant for this one. You've used like a couple of aliens, a couple of revenants. I was a little disappointed to see that you just used like a completely normal human face for this one. It seemed kind of boring. But you know, that's
Yeah.
fine. That's all right. This one, was this Jimmy or was this Doug?
So this is Jimmy again.
Mhm.
This one had maybe like 3 or 4 passes.
Mhm.
But Yeah, this one's awesome. This is one of my favorites, actually. Jimmy absolutely knocked this one out of the park, in my opinion.
Can we tell a story here that might kind of inform why this is looking the way it is?
Yeah, yeah, this is quite a story, this one. Yeah.
So in the
So,
metadata,
yeah.
it's called Neo Trunks. And what's the reason for that, Billy?
Oh man, I'm laughing. So okay, we were looking at the Dragon Ball Z outfit, and Mossy was like, "Hey, I really like Trunks. Can we have a Trunks outfit?" So originally this outfit was blue, and it didn't have spiky shoulder pads. It was pretty much just a not a 1-for-1, but maybe 80% of the original Trunks outfit. We had a look at it, and we were like, "Hey, this is looking a bit memey. Maybe we just need to throw our IP back into it." So I made it brown. I changed a few things, put some spiky shoulder pads, but actually the bottom half and the boots, the Trunks stuff has stayed in there. So this is actually
like this is
Dragon Ball
extremely
Z.
Dragon Ball, yeah.
Basically Dragon Ball Z cross with our IP, which is, I think it looks awesome in my opinion.
It is really cool.
I can see
Yeah.
it now.
Just when I saw the rest of the outfit, I was looking at these, like this is very kind of this is the Saiyan design language in Dragon Ball, basically. I had a bit of a chuckle there. Just like these heckin' weebs that we've got running the show here, honestly. These guys are unbelievable, and just the amount of like Dragon Ball Easter eggs that end up in pretty much everything. It's just absurd. What's this? Is this like a little jetpack thing, or what's going on here?
So the outfit kind of to me was sort of representing almost like a hazard suit at the bottom half. So I was thinking, well, we created this shape on the back, and Jimmy just sort of said, "Hey, what do you think?" And I said, "Keep it. I think it looks really cool. But let's make it maybe represent some sort of breathing apparatus or filtering system." So essentially, that's what that is. It's just like maybe a cooling thing that would suck in air and filter it and keep you cool or something like that. But yeah, it's just more of a language thing at that point.
Yeah, okay. So this guy, if he wasn't a revenant, he should probably have like a little mask on to go with this outfit, ideally.
Yeah, it's like he kind of picked it up and he tried to convince everyone that he's a human. And
yeah, they do that. They tend to do that a little bit. This one's awesome as well.
I wonder what that's inspired by.
What
do you think, Maddie? What does that look like?
The Assassin's Creed.
Nailed
Get
it.
that wrong? Oh, yeah.
So yeah, again, trying to give everyone something, right, from their tastes and personal tastes. So this is Assassin's Creed inspired with our IP. So
yeah,
very cool.
I love seeing a shroud with.
How many clothing outfit designs do we have?
27, I think.
27. Oh, that's a lot. That is a lot.
That'd be super cool to drop as wearables. I'm just saying, like I would be collecting every single one of those.
Well, if you
Can we talk about that?
Yeah, we can, and we will once we get through.
All
I promise. Okay, so this was I think this was one of Stug's ones because this is Stug's avatar, isn't it?
Yep. So what's that's basically inspired from Star Wars.
Yeah,
Matrix.
Very Star Wars.
Yeah, and I think Stug killed it. It's really nice, really clean. Something that I would personally go in and buy a PFP that had this outfit just to look like that. I love Star Wars.
There's so I'm kind of hiding that behind Maddie there, but this is the Keyhole Swad staff. Ooh, I like this one as well.
Yep, that's basically cyberpunk, just streetwear fashion design. I put my fashion design hat on and just said, right, let's do some fashionable designs, generic sort of shoes, runners, that sort of thing. So trying to get away from the combat style that we had before, and we're just trying to give everyone a taste of something.
Yeah, a little bit more variety. This one reminds me of Tracer from Overwatch, actually.
Oh, yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, and there she is with the spear. Oh, I love this as well. The handle design, like the details in that is just love it.
Yeah, it's probably one of my favorites. Went from my least favorite to my favorite. It's so funny how that works.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a huge fantasy nerd, as I'm sure most of you guys know. And any sort of conflation, like the sort of sci-fi fantasy fusion, is just so appealing to me. I love it. This is another awesome one as well.
It's one of Jimmy's ones. He smashed this one out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, basically a cyber mix with RIP, and I think that translates beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
It almost looks like something you could just drag into Fortnite as a skin or something.
Yeah, totally.
Which is really nice.
Yeah, absolutely. I love this one as well. This is so cool.
The royal cloak. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Jimmy.
And Jimmy's been killing it, honestly. He's been absolutely smashing it. This is another one of Stug's ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's more of a fighter type dude. So if you're into like Street Fighter or something like that, I feel like that's sort of represented quite nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, this is going to be a signature thing for us.
Yeah,
how good is that?
All right.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at a little bit more 3D stuff here. So we got some masks. Maybe Bill, you can talk about like the 3D pipeline here a little bit while we're going through this.
How many 3D modelers do we have now with the team?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if you're including freelancers.
Oh.
4 in-house.
Very cool.
Yeah, our art team's getting pretty big, pretty serious.
Yeah. So yeah, similar process to the 2D. A lot of moving of parts, making it modular, making sure the hair doesn't clip through the hat. Same sort of thing that you'd do in a studio game. Just dealing with clipping issues really is the biggest issue. So a lot of these assets is Teddy. He's smashing it. It looks, in my opinion, really, really clean, really nice.
Yeah, these are amazing. This texture is so cool. The fact that, is any of this modeled? Like it looks like here, it has been sort of carved a little bit. Oh wow, that's so
baked
good.
Height maps, yeah, really intelligent way of working.
That is so good. Honestly, that's read so nicely.
Yeah, Yui's been crushing it. Oh, what's that?
So what's this? What's this, Billy?
I wonder. So yes,
Sandbox. This guy, but Sandbox. So what's happening with the Sandbox avatars at the moment, Billy? Can you talk to us about this?
Yeah, so basically we're recreating the entire PFP project in Sandbox down to each asset. So if whatever you have in the PFP, you will get a Sandbox version eventually. So that's in the works. That's happening. So yeah, looking really cool so far.
Yeah.
Does Sandbox not have the ability to take in your NFT and represent it as the PFP?
We are exploring that option with them. It's something that they haven't implemented yet, as far as I know, but something that they're kind of like they want to do and they're working on. So a lot of these spaces at the moment that are quite siloed are sort of slowly moving towards being more flexible, more interoperable. Because like ultimately for the MetaKey, what we want to do for most of our collabs is not create more NFTs. It's have more kind of use cases for the NFTs that we do have, right? So like Metacrew, rather than saying, okay, you've got your Metacrew, we're going to drop you another NFT, which is your Sandbox Metacrew. We're going to drop you another one that's your DCL Metacrew or whatever else. Ideally, we want there to be just the one, and you just log into these games and you can just use it because all these games sort of support it and integrate with it natively.
Yeah.
So that's
kind of like the value accrual model is if you build it all so that it's that one NFT that can do all of those functions, suddenly the value goes to that one NFT. Multiple NFTs, suddenly it's spread across them all and there's confusion between, okay, what should I get? and collect, and there's all that sort of stuff. So ideally, yeah, you want that one NFT to be translatable across the platforms that we partner with.
Yeah. And that's basically the idea for us kind of moving forward into a lot of stuff that we're going to be talking about next, actually, is, when we're creating new assets, we think, okay, does this need to be an NFT, or is it something that is a part of, the meta crew or the meta key or something that, should be baked into something else, right? And a lot of that is going to be dependent on our partnered games and partnered platforms and where they sort of are at the time. But we're definitely all trying to move in the direction where we're kind of not sort of spreading the value too thin, not sort of diluting the value between a whole bunch of assets that don't need to be discrete NFTs. So I think maybe not in the last Captain's Log, but in Captain's Log number 7, we were looking at this because we were talking about, okay, well, we're going to make a mini game that's sort of native for our crewmates and, like give you guys a place that you can sort of play around in and earn some stuff and, get some skins. And, we went back to the drawing board with this one because we realized that if we were going to put in this work and make all these assets, we might as well do it right. So I'd like to introduce you guys to New Ganymede, our hub city in the metaverse. Maddie is looking a little bit worried over here.
He's like, what the hell have you guys done?
So you guys probably remember in the Metacrew trailer, we had a couple of shots of this world called New Ganymede, which is a space in the metaverse that's sort of a bastion of decentralized human civilization. And we had a couple of sort of mood pieces, basically what we would call them now, that were frames from the trailer. And we decided to sort of extrapolate them and design this city hub called New Ganymede. So Billy, I'll let you kind of speak to this a little bit, but to give you guys an idea, it's basically going to be a hub where you can log in as your crewmate. You can do stuff with your crewmates. You can do stuff with your meta key. It's going to be sort of like a demo space where everyone can log in, they can move around, they can interact with each other, and then you can basically fast travel directly from here to our land in Sandbox, to our land in Decentraland, our land in Somnium, all these other spaces, basically, and you will be able to kind of progress and unlock wearables and cosmetics and various other things through playing in here or in any of those spaces. Is that kind of a fair elevator pitch for it, you think, Billy?
Yeah, no, I think that's good. Yeah. To speak on that too, I think the first thing to point out is what we were trying to do is solve a problem. And I've been listening to what Maddie's been saying. I've been listening to the whole sort of thing that we're trying to build, and we're trying to connect the metaverse together and create a chain link that makes that happen. And I think the beauty of having a hub is we can create that chain link. Well, it's not like we're doing it to separate ourselves from the pack or fight for a position. We're just trying to join everyone together. So inside the hub, there will be the technology where you can transport yourself into Decentraland, Sandbox, wherever else you want to go. And I think that's the link that's missing in the space right now.
Yeah.
And it's a really beautiful way of doing it.
Yeah.
Where we want to constantly make mini games and we want to cater to everyone inside the space correctly with what their tastes are. But if we're going to go through and make a mini game, the whole idea was, okay, we're going to need to create functionality. We're going to have all the assets ready. Let's make a hub first that connects the spaces together. And then you can go out and play that mini game.
Yeah.
So it gives us the ability to just build on top of something really solid and future-proof this for 10 plus years, where we can keep adding to it. And if Maddie wanted to make a card game or a collectible thing, that can happen because we have a very solid base. So that's kind of the idea with the plan, I guess.
Yeah, I think absolutely right. We've been talking about the open metaverse and interoperability kind of so much, right? And yet all of these spaces are still very siloed. If I drop you a Decentraland wearable, you can't go and use that in Sandbox or any other space. We would have to drop you, something else. And what we want to be is the champions of interoperability. And we want to be able to give you stuff in New Ganymede that you can use in all of those spaces natively. We want to really kind of like, push for that and hammer that home and be, the Medikey was, I think Matty was one of the very, very first people that was sort of championing interoperability when everyone was still talking purely about like, digital ownership, sort of verifiable on the blockchain. Matty was like, oh yeah, but what about interoperability and what about all this other like cool stuff you can do with NFTs? And I think that we want to continue to sort of be on the cutting edge of that push. So Billy and I have been sort of breaking down and designing this city. We've got a couple of different key buildings that we're looking at here. And this sort of space here in the south is sort of what we're looking at for like a playable demo hub. We'll talk about that process a little bit more, but let's have a look at some more
Just
shots.
to clarify to everyone, this is not in Decentraland. This is not in the Sandbox.
No.
This is our own custom modeled, completely our control area
in Unreal,
where we have our own art galleries, our own conference centers, our own whatever we want in this space that anyone can come into, and then people can export into again our own games, partnered games,
exactly,
and everything in between.
So let's have a look at some more kind of concept shots here. So this is down kind of outside the city. I won't talk too much about the narrative stuff today. Let's just like focus on the design, the functionality, not muddy that too much. We can have a sort of like lore and world building conversation in a subsequent video, I think. But you can probably pick up a little bit just from these pieces. This is the hub beneath the ether core that Billy did a little piece on a while ago as well, which kind of like I think sort of captures the vibe, I think, of what we want this space to be. You can see some people down here that are sort of at this kind of fast travel station that are kind of looking at these other metaverse worlds that we've connected to and being like, oh, okay, I can travel here and I can do that and I can look at this, and the idea of sort of interconnecting all these spaces and making a metaverse that is like properly open and not just kind of like a bunch of distinct siloed spaces. We've got some more. So this was really cool. So this is our first little 3D tester here. Billy, you want to give some kind of context to this?
Yeah, so this was actually for a tester for one of our new hires, Nick, phenomenal 3D artist. He really impressed me on this one, to the point where I was like, "Nah, when can you start?" But he crushed it. So the idea here was just to recreate one of the concepts to really pick his brain on where he can tie the links of the forms and not me having to do like sort of multiple versions or multiple angles of the design. So really impressive, but it's also a styling point too. Like, where can you push the style? I think the brief was somewhere between Valorant and Overwatch, and I think he really crushed it. So yeah, it's really cool to see some stuff getting built. So yeah, we're on the way.
We are well on the way, aren't we?
How long did he take to make that?
Honestly, this guy blew my mind. I think it was like a couple hours, and every 15 minutes I was getting a message of a new asset getting built. So I was like, this guy's awesome. Let's get into a conversation with him.
Yeah,
I feel like we've been very lucky with our hires, or maybe Billy's just been
bit of both,
sifting through hundreds of people.
We
you found some really, really good, talented individuals, Billy.
Yeah, well, it's probably is.
What's our team now? 20 people.
27, 28.
No, it can't be. Is it 27?
Yeah, it is.
Holy shit.
Probably.
Everybody's like, oh, crap.
I'm doing like the payroll calculations.
Nah, Mossy's on top of that. It's all right.
All right. That's insane. That's awesome.
Yeah, well, we actually just found, it's probably as good a time as any to talk about it. We just found our first Unreal dev. So we've got a Unity dev that's working on a lot of Decentraland kind of stuff. So Unreal is the game engine basically that we're going to be using for New Ganymede. And we've just found like an absolute, just astonishing intermediate Unreal dev who's going to be starting on Monday, who she's been doing some really, really impressive stuff over the last several years, and really, really excited to have her on board, and definitely sort of like resonates with our vision for what this is going to be. So yeah, I'm gonna start crushing it in a major way. Yeah,
Awesome.
really, really excited to start working with Timmy, actually. So Billy, this is one of the gates for the outside of the city, right?
Yeah, yeah. So it's a bit of a sort of interesting process showing this actually.
Yeah.
But these are like sort of 15-minute speed designs I would call.
Hmm.
And it's sort of just to pick my own brain. Get what I'm thinking onto a canvas as fast as possible for
Hmm.
me to make a call
Hmm.
whether or not I'm going in the right direction.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, pretty interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Now this is interesting. This is a sort of mood piece for our housing district. So rather than giving people like sort of big kind of spread out like single plane flat lands, kind of like Decentraland, for instance, we're looking at something that is more like compact and modular, and the idea that everyone that owns a land is kind of like part of one sort of social communal space, right? So we're kind of looking at something. It's a little bit more like the pods for Clonex in scale, but we're looking at these like modular sort of container builds that basically going to be earnable by key holders, and then are going to be customizable, right? You're going to unlock various sort of cosmetics for the inside and the outside of them. And we're going to have this sort of district in the city where they're all going to be collected and contained.
Yeah, I think the challenging part here is obviously taking into restrictions. There's a
Mhm.
reason why Decentraland looks the way it does.
Yeah.
There's a reason why Sandbox looks the way it does.
Hmm.
So with these housing units, we just need to keep into account like you know just just performance and
Hmm.
is it achievable, and
Hmm.
so the design is a lot based around like what's actually functional, what's
Hmm.
actually doable,
Hmm.
and then we're just going to probably make the best we can do with that in mind.
Yeah. So we can't say anything really sort of solid or concrete about the way that housing and land ownership is going to work in New Ganymede yet. But obviously we're doing a lot of problem solving, and yeah, what we come up with is going to be pretty interesting and pretty compelling. Yeah, but we have basically decided that you are going to be able to customize, like you can see some sort of like graffiti and decals and different colors and stuff like that on the outside, different features, and on the inside as well we're going to have like furniture and stuff like that, and this is all going to be earnable through the game. um yeah, this is going to be a lot of fun. This was sort of a mood piece for the central plaza, kind of give an idea and just start teasing out the structure for like our main tower, the ether core here, right, Billy?
Yeah, it's a process, and
Hmm.
sort of an internal battle mentally for myself,
Hmm.
where I need something to start from, and this
Hmm.
was just like a starting piece. Like, hey, what if? What if it was just a question, but represented visually. So yeah, that was a cool one to explore.
So from these mood pieces and from that little isometric shot you did, we came to this. What on earth is going on here, Billy?
This is level design.
Hmm. Level
Where we're
design
just,
101.
yeah, combining the narrative and the lore,
Hmm.
and making a sort of nice space where it's not a walking simulator or a
Hmm.
running simulator,
Hmm.
and just laying it out in a way that would be really nice and to explore and future proofing it essentially.
Hmm. Yeah, so what we've cut off here basically is what we're planning on including in the first kind of like playable beta, basically. And we've kind of identified all the key areas, the key zones, the key buildings that we want to include, and the NPCs as well that sort of go into next, and making like prop lists and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, we just kind of like model
That you designing all that, Billy?
Yeah, I went NATO mode for like a day, and I was lucky enough to not be too pulled in different directions, and I just was able to draw for an entire day. So it was interesting and fun.
So how's this, Maddie? Let's see how well this kind of reads. You look at this building. What do you think this building is? What's its function?
You're playing an RPG.
You're playing it. Yeah, you're playing an RPG.
I have no idea. Mysterious for me.
I don't think Maddie plays many video games anymore, does he?
No, I really don't. I haven't played an RPG for, God, I don't know how long, 5 years.
Oh my goodness. So those of you who are watching in the HQ or watching on YouTube and yelling forge or blacksmith at the screen, that's exactly what it is.
Blacksmith.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
This is the forge. This is going to be the place where you come to repair, augment, upgrade your weapons and armor. And there we kind of like, you see, we sort of plugged it into our Lego model there, just to give an idea of scale and layout, which is pretty cool. Now this building here, right? We sort of blocked out. That's this one here. This is called the bottom main. This is a kind of like a hunter's guild and training ground. You can see like some striking dummies out here. We're gonna have basically like a training area for melee, which is going to be these. We're going to have a training area for range, which is going to be like a what do you call it? Like a firing range. And then we're going to have a kind of like obstacle course sort of training thing over here as well. But yeah, you're going to be unlocking a lot of quests here and a lot of other kind of gear. And these guys are representing the sort of the bounty hunters guild in the metaverse. There's going to be a kind of interesting narrative piece. So there it is, the bottom main right there. Now we're looking at this sort of silhouette here. What's this, Billy? Can you explain these shapes?
You can see with my modeling skills there, that's obviously the ship, right?
Yeah, okay, that's our ship, obviously, yeah. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the center building. This is where you'd spawn in. This is where you would get a lot of your information about events happening in not only our space, but other spaces. So yeah, this is kind of just like the centerfold where you would go and the first thing you would see, information, basically. That's what it is.
So you would log in kind of over here and you'd immediately be looking down through these buildings down onto the whole city. Down here, just getting this amazing view down to the canal and all the buildings below, because this is like looming kind of way above the rest of the city. And then we come to this.
So yeah, those two blocks, I just a few clicks of a few buttons, and now we have a design building. So yeah.
Yeah, this is our ether core here. So you can actually see a little portal up there where you'd be spawning in. Yeah, and down below, this is going to be a sort of main kind of security checkpoint for what's basically going to be like the town guard. We're calling them the firewall, but they're going to be the city guard, the city watch. Yeah, so I think that's basically where we're at for concept design of the city so far. This is outside of the city, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I was just painting away in my weekend, and I thought, oh, hang on, I might as well do some IP related stuff. And this was kind of like the idea that you were talking about, Michael. It kind of inspired me, where the Outskirts is actually like a basically dismantled battle royale game that's sort of decimated and just unmaintained and sort of glitchy sort of stuff happening. So I threw a piece together that would sort of represent that out in the wilderness within maybe a mountain or something like that.
Yeah. So we're looking at basically an open beta in about 8 months' time, which is going to include the city. This is all going to be playable, and we're going to have the housing, the land ownership. We're going to have market boards and stuff like that. We're going to have all that sort of interoperable fast travel we're talking about. And this is going to be like a big sort of, social hub area. And then we're also going to have our first core gameplay loop, which is basically going to be like an action RPG sort of dungeon style gameplay loop, which you will be doing PvE, multiplayer, and just sort of, grinding through, basically. Yeah, I don't know how much we should talk about it today, but we're also looking at an interoperable season pass structure, which I'm really, really excited about. So basically, when you play in New Ganymede, you are going to be able to earn wearables that will be basically usable in here as well as in Decentraland, in Sandbox, and in every other partnered game that we integrate with and collaborate with. You're going to be able to earn, a lot of cosmetic stuff, as well as consumables, currency, reagents, all the other kind of stuff that you sort of expect to see in a kind of more traditional season pass. The other thing that we want to do, which is I think perhaps even more exciting, is you're going to be able to gain experience towards the season pass, either by playing our game or by playing in our lands in the Sandbox, our games in the Sandbox, or participating in events that we collaborate with in Decentraland or in other spaces, right? So this truly interoperable season pass where you will earn stuff that can be used in a bunch of different spaces, but you can also gain experience and contribute to leveling up this season pass in a bunch of different spaces as well. So we're still kind of in the sort of ideation and development phases for that, but a really, really kind of compelling, exciting idea that no one else has done in the space before. So now that we said it out loud, I'm sure we're going to have like a 1,000 copycats. But yeah, we're definitely going to be talking more about that in the next Captain's Log. We'll probably kind of go over that in quite a lot of depth, but very, very exciting. All right, so let's have a look at some of our NPCs. We've obviously been building out our IP and our characters for like 8 months now, basically. And a lot of these familiar characters you are going to be seeing in New Ganymede. Obviously, the captain's going to be there. I'm not going to read through all this, but I'm going to leave. Let me go screen only so you guys can actually see this. I'm going to go through these. I'm going to leave these up on screen for a second. So if you guys want to pause and read through some stuff, you can find some narrative alpha here. Is our captain. I still love this shot. This is still like probably one of my favorite compositions that you've made, honestly, Billy. This has kind of like informed so much of everything else we've done.
Yeah, it was important process just to sort of make it a reality in our minds, and get us talking a little bit more.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got Captain's bird here. I'm sure you guys have seen a little bit. It's obviously inspired this Ethermon that we've done as well. A little bit more lore there for those of you who want to pause and read that. Berunda. We've got the Stray, of course. He's definitely not a Cybrid. We've got the Outlaw. Now, I don't know if the Outlaw will be seen in New Ganymede. I don't think he'd probably be welcome in New Ganymede, but he's definitely someone that we're going to be seeing around. We've got the bosun here. So what I did, I've got the master PSD file for the metacrew, and I've generated a bunch of unique, like custom avatars, basically for NPCs, which I think is a really kind of interesting and very, very efficient way to create NPCs and populate our world. So it's possible that I've generated a copy or a very near copy of someone else's PFP in one of these. And if you guys see your character here, then let me know, because